Yeah, shalom, shalom. Okay, let me give all praise, honor, and glory to our power, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakadash. Okay, double honors to the elders, bishops, and apostles. Great most one that rule well, and peace and salutations to the hopeful elect of the children of Israel, and our people of Negro, Latino, Native American, and Seminole Indian descent. All right, so here we are, the accuser of our brethren in full effect. You know, the devil. Which means one of its meanings slander. You know, but this is all part of those curses that we're under, that we're literally going to be off of soon. And these same curses that are put on his people for being disobedient will be put on these devils, pursuant to Deuteronomy I'm pretty sure it's 30 and 7. Deuteronomy 30 and 7. All right. So this is just how this devil's nakedness, man, being uncovered. You know, is an example of his devil's shame. You know, will be seen. You know, and as the scriptures continue on saying, Yahweh Shai will take vengeance, and will not meet thee as a man. You know, and that's the only way we're gonna get up out of this, and that's the only solution to this problem, this world problem, this slander. But before I begin, I wanted to look up something. Just look up a few words here. Just going into it real quick. This is some really good information that I have here that I highly recommend. Hold on, let me see. Hold on. Here we go. That I highly recommend y'all. At least download a PDF file if they have it, or buy the books themselves. Because Amazon is still available, and these book sites are still available. And one of the main one book I have is it's let me hood it up. Let me hit this up. This is the author here. Do ARDO Hid. I think it's Downing. Is it Downing? I swear how they did this on this book here. This is very good information. And it's very good reading. Some good stuff to read, man. And this is on this devil here. My spirit has always been on this for years. Bringing to light this devil and what he's doing behind closed doors. And this is one you want to get. Okay, just so you know what it looks like. That's the cover of it here. Adrenochrome. And you know the history behind adrenochrome, when they are snatching children and kidnapping kids, stealing people's kids through their system, where one of the other books I'm going to pull up and show you goes specifically into it, that it specifically names the complete system, man, on all its fronts, how, and most notably our elected officials and those they put in these positions of authority, like the police officers and child protective services. Okay. So let me get a scripture. Joel 3. Let me get Joel 3. I think it's verse 3 as well. I think it's verse 3, if I'm correct. And they have cast lots. That's it. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine, that they might drink. Okay. Got another scripture here, which is Revelation. I think it's 18. It's going through a list of things. Hold on. Okay, let's read this here. This man's a hypocrite. He's a deceiver. You know, this man he's a fraud. You know, and again, as the scripture says, his nakedness has been uncovered. All this man and all his works that have been done in darkness. It's what he's all about, doing everything in darkness. Lament for Babylon. This is Babylon's destruction here. This is it right here. Hold on. Standing afar off, in fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, the great city Babylon, the mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come, which is going to come through those nuclear missiles. And the merchants of this earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth their merchandise anymore. And listen, those nations, other nations, going to get their ass whooped too for being partakers with Babylon. You know, I mean, Esau, Edom going to get the worst of it all, which is rightfully deserved. But hey, those other nations are going to get an ass whooping too. Don't forget that. The merchants of gold and silver and precious stones and pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all thine wood and all manner of vessels and ivory and all manner of vessels of most precious wood and of brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors and ointments and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and souls of men. And here he is, and boasting in front of the world and make a mockery of it as well. This man, literally in that spirit of Obadiah, when thou, here, let me get it instead. I want you to bear with me and know where I'm going with this. Just literally making mockery of it, of the children of Israel in the state that we're in. You know, because this devil knew that if we were disobedient to our power, that, you know, Yahushua would destroy us. And he took total control of that. Okay? Verse 6, how are the things of Esau searched out? How are his hidden things sought up? Verse 1 and 10, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. In the day that thou stoodest on the other side, in the day that the strangers carried away captive his forces, and foreigners entered into his gates and cast lots upon Jerusalem, even thou wast as one of them. Cast lots. That's that Joel 3 and 3. Let's see what it has here. Lot, portion. Their portion of all the things that they killed and stole, you know, all the possessions, most notably the children of Israel, man. So let's get into some of these videos here. This man is a trip, man. This devil is a trip. And this is it for him.
They're gonna put you all back in chains. They're gonna put you all back in chains. They're gonna put you all back in chains.
And them simple ass niggas sitting there laughing, and they invited this man, and all the other ones that are like minded as this devil as well, a straight up devil, man. So that's one of the books. Hey, remember Revelation 13, 9 and 10. He that haven't hear, let him hear. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. Okay, so let's do this here. Let's continue on with that. Yeah, this devil's something else, man. This trifling ass man. This trifling ass man is something else. And don't forget about this here. the book is called the Delectable Negro. You know, I only scanned through this book. I haven't really gotten into it yet. The Delectable Negro. Human consumption and homoeroticism within U.S. slave culture. Well, apparently nothing has changed. Apparently nothing has changed. It's still the same old devil, man. And the most popular one of them all, which I highly recommend y'all get this book while you can. Johnny CIRUCCI, and check out the title of the book. It's a thick book, man, and it's only $26, $26.99, $27. Okay. And this is the one that's got all the information in it. This is it right here. This is a bad book. And as a matter of fact, read that. The pedocracy exposed. And hold on. Let me open it up. This book right here was published, because it ain't really that old. But like I said, this information has always been out, man. You know, copyright 2017. Okay. Yeah, copyright 2017. So this book really ain't that old. And I have Wisdom of Solomon written in it, which this is a powerful scripture here. This is fire here. Oh, there you go. So I got it up already. Whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcraft and wicked sacrifices, and also those merciless murderers of children, and devourers of man's flesh, and the feast of blood. And imagine that, man, that Jake is into this same madness. Let me start at the top. For thine incorruptible spirit is in all things. Therefore chastenest thou them by little and little that offend, and warnest them by putting them in remembrance wherein they have offended, that leaving their wickedness they may believe on thee, O Yahweh. For it was thy will to destroy by the hands of our fathers both those old inhabitants of thy holy land, whom thou hatest for doing most odious works of witchcrafts and wicked sacrifices, and also those merciless murderers of children, and devourers of man's flesh, and the feast of blood. And you see why that scripture in Ephesians says that it's even a shame to even speak of those things done of them in secret? This is madness, man. And I wanted to look up that word, odious. Let me look up that word, odious. Just look at it. Extremely unpleasant and repulsive. Extremely unpleasant and repulsive. But here, you have this here. You have these devils right here. Hold on, look at that. You have this here. There's a whole lot of these devils that opened their mouths, had the nerve to open their mouths like they some upright people, man. Like they some upright nation of people.
They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why.
Super predator. Super predator. Now, who has in the power of their hand to be the super predator of this planet, man? Esau Edom, the so-called white man. We are all seeing that. And we all seeing it in the movies, and they have to show you in the movies. That's where their power comes. They have to show you in the movies, then they execute what they do in real life, man. And the people dismiss it. Oh, it's just entertainment. It's just a movie. But now the world is waking up to this goddamn devil. That he is the super predator. He is actually that super predator, man. You cannot make this up. But we knew that pertaining to these last days and all that comes with it, that the world was going to wake up to who the real devil is and who the upright really are, what Yahushua referred to as his chosen, whom thou hast his chosen. His chosen is his elect, man. Those that are written in the book of life. But here, listen, the super predator. This is just what they do, man.
They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no.
What kids? Israelites. And though there are a group of 2/3 of our people that are in that spirit of being a goddamn beast, man. You know, the worst of the worst on this planet, and that's the men and 2/3 of the men and women of our nation. The worst example of should I say humanity? The worst examples of being pleasant and being humanity, being civilized. But to look at the bigger picture, that again, going back to Obadiah, this devil was one of those that took total advantage of that, of our transgressions, man. Took total advantage of the Lord turning his back on us, and he pushed it even further. This devil and his wicked works.
Empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heal.
Talk about how they ended up that way. She's not going to tell you the truth. They're not going to tell you the truth.
You called out President Clinton for defending Secretary Clinton's use of the term super predator back in the 90s when she supported the crime bill. Why did you call him out?
Because it was a racist term and everybody knew it was a racist term.
No conscience. It's a very well thought out crime bill that is both smart and...
Who's filling up those prisons? Israelites. Hold on.
It's nice to have you here as the youngest member of the Senate, the one, therefore, who may expect the longest career there. I wonder if you'd say to us, since it's clear that you're not corrupt and you got elected, why should people think that the system produces corrupt results when there you are?
Well, I'm not sure you should assume I'm not corrupt, but thank you for that. The system does produce corruption, and I think implicit in the system is corruption, when in fact, whether or not you can run for public office, and it costs a great deal of money to run for the United States Senate, even from a small state like Delaware, you have to go to those people who have money, and they always want something. Because I was 29, I'm like the token black or the token woman. I was the token young person. I went to the big guys for the money. I was ready to prostitute myself. We must take back the streets. It doesn't matter whether or not the person that is accosting your son or daughter or my son or daughter, my wife, your husband, my mother, your parents. It doesn't matter whether or not they were deprived as a youth. It doesn't matter whether or not they're the victims of society. The end result...
You see how like the scripture says, how he speak of oppression? It don't matter. In what world it don't matter? This world that the wicked rule. This earth was given into this devil's hands to rule. It don't matter under his rule, under his leadership. These devils, man. And again, these people, Trump, Biden, Hillary, those are just low-level Edomites, man. They ain't really nobodies. And really the elite, the ones that really run the show, man, can care less about them. That's why they push them out front. Give me a second here. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Oh. Um, I got in mind Revelation 12 and 10. Well, you know what? Let me just grab it. Let me just grab it up. Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, and the power of his anointed. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accuses them before our power day and night. Let me get another one here. There's several of them, man. Let's go to Proverbs. It's a proverb. Rich man of the labor of righteousness, he that is in the way of life that keepeth instruction, but he that he that refuses reproof erreth. Okay. He that bindeth hatred with lying lips, and he that uttereth a slander is a fool. Okay. And what does the scripture say in Job? They're children of fools. They're children of fools. Yes, slander is an evil report, unfavorable saying, evil whisperer, defamation, evil report, unfavorable saying. You cannot make this shit up. But here we are. This devil's been, his nakedness been uncovered. His shame is being seen.
Is they're about to knock my mother on the head with a lead pipe, shoot my sister, beat up my wife, take on my sons. So I don't want to ask, what made them do this? They must be taken off the street.
And here this man done literally is in front of the whole world went and kidnapped a president and his wife of a country in the eyes of the whole fucking world, and to steal their resources, man, their natural resources that they have, that they live off of to sustain themselves. And they went in front of the eyes of the country and took it all, literally. Hold on a second, I'm getting harassed by animals here. Damn animals, man. In front of the eyes of the whole goddamn world, man. This is madness. Psalms, oh man, it's escaping me right now. I probably can get it by, hold on. Nah, that's okay. You know what? Let me do that. Oh, I'm being lazy with that. The words oppressions. And it's a psalm for the oppression of the poor, for the society of needy. Now will I arise, said the Lord Yahweh. I will set him in safety from him that puffeth at him. I will say unto the Most High, my rock, why hast thou forgot me? Why go I mourning? Because the oppression of the enemy was one of them up higher up. Wherefore? Hold on. Come on. Go on. Okay, because of the voice of the enemy. Psalms 55. Let's see what this one is. Because of the voice of the enemy, because of the oppression of the wicked, for they cast iniquity upon me, and in wrath they hate me. That's a beautiful scripture. That's the Spirit that gave me that. Trust not in oppression, and become not vain in robbery. If riches increase, send not your heart upon them. Oh, here we go. Psalm 73:8. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak loftily. Here you go. That's the scripture that I wanted. They set their mouth against the heavens, and their tongue walketh through the earth. Therefore his people return hither, and waters of a full cup are wrung out to them. Hold on a second. Come on. Come here. Okay. Let's get some more of this. One more of these videos here.
We should focus on them now. If we don't, they will, or a portion of them will, become the predators 15 years from now. And Madam President, we have predators on our streets.
These people are monsters, man. And I'm not even exaggerating, not even in the least bit. These people are, they're monsters of the earth, man. And that's exactly what only a true God can create. We ain't seen nothing yet of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's, what he done made, man. We ain't seen shit yet, but we're about to. But rest assured in your faith, and be glad, man, that and rejoice in this, because he said he's going to protect his elect through these times that are going to come. He's going to protect his elect, man. So let the devil do what you got to do. Just do it. What are you waiting for, man? We went out of here. We went out of here. And that could be why they're procrastinating, because they know what's to come. They know that we're going to get out of here, these devils procrastinate. They want to do the worst, man. They want to, they want Jake to suffer, man. They want to shed as much blood of Jake as possible. And that's what's in their heart.
And last night, I tell you, to watch that thing on television, as I did, to see those monkeys from those African countries, and they're uncomfortable wearing shoes.
Well, and then the tail wags the dog there, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The tail wags the dog. I, for example, just had a call from Reagan, California, and
sorry, that's an awful recording with all that static, or whatever. I don't know how it's going to play on the actual video when it's played on YouTube or whatever, but just more of this devil in his mouth, man. Him running his mouth, man, being a foul devil. With the scripture, Job said he wouldn't even allow this motherfucker to lay with the dogs of his flock, and you know why. And now we're seeing that this is the shame of this devil. And you know what? Where's it at? One of them that had to be rushed to the hospital for drinking horse nut, man. For drinking horse nut. Horse nut. Motherfucker, a goddamn devil, man. Hold on, let me see if I can find this real quick. I'm looking on my tablet here. Let me see if I can find that. I might have deleted it though. And as a matter of fact, I didn't even have it. I had it on. I screen saved it. And hold on, let me see if I can run and see, just scan through this real quick and give y'all his name. Here it is. Here it is. His name is Timothy James Waltz. Okay? And here we go. In a bizarre and unprecedented medical emergency, Tim Waltz, a local resident of West Point, Nebraska, was rushed to West Point General Hospital last night after reporting over-ingesting horse semen. The incident, which has left the community in shock and disbelief, has sparked conversation about the dangers of consuming unconventional substances. And let's do that. Hold on. Let's see if I can Google search it. Not trying to. I'm trying to make this quick. Mm. Just show you I'm not making this up. Story about Jamal's getting his stomach pumped is fabricated. No, it's not. I knew that'd come up. I knew that'd happen. Why would someone just make up that specific story? You understand? Now they're covering it up. No, a newspaper article didn't report that Channels had. Yeah, this is they had they're covering it up. Did Channels drink horsing? That's crazy. Let's hit the hold on images. That's him right there. Local man's stomach pumped after neighborhood dare goes wrong. Intentional. It's wild, man. So and there's another example of one of the senators at their meetings, and they dared him to fuck a pig, a dead pig, I might add. And this is just what these people do, man. They on their way out. They are on this way. They're Isaiah. What does it say? Isaiah 14. Is this the man? Is this the man? Yeah, it's him. Kids in the kingdom will be like, huh? How? Well, they're gonna understand why. I should have just hit it up. Yep, this is the man. Yep, this is the man. Isaiah 14. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Yep, this is the man. This is the man that made the world as a wilderness, super predator, and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. A super predator. A super predator. Super predator. And let me ask Google. I love asking Google stuff, man. Let me ask Google. Let me ask Google something. A super predator, in the context of a now discredited 1900 criminological theory, was defined as remorseless, open not the doors of the prisoners, regard not the widower or the widow, who smote the people with a continual wrath. The scriptures go on and on. Was defined as a remorseless, impulsive juvenile offender lacking empathy, predicted to commit high rates of violent crime, coined by John DeLulio. This concept describes a new breed of youth, often associated with urban, rationalized, and fatherless backgrounds, who were deemed inherently dangerous and fatherless. Yeah, they don't claim Yahweh, what Yahweh Shai. They don't acknowledge Yahweh as our power, man. So he's a bastard, his goddamn self. Moral poverty, and it goes in. It's going in on it. So there you go, man. This man, as this. Let me just grab it. Oh, let me do this. Yes, there we go. Come on. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man. Oh, here we go. Um, the motherfuckers see, oh, America's paying that money, man. America's one that got they got that, they're paying that money. So let's get down. That's exactly what the world has done. That's exactly what the world has done. So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet colored beast, full of names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns. And the woman was arrayed in purple and scarlet color, and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of abominations and filthiness of her fornication. It's going in on Babylon, America, man. Full of abominations and a foul thing, a detestable thing, of idols and things pertaining to idolatry, all of that, all of the above. Hold on. And filthiness. Impurity, filthiness. I mean, you don't really need to go in too deep into that. It's on point. Filthiness of her fornication. That's spiritually and physically. Her works, man. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon, which is no longer a mystery. We're here to declare you that America is that Mystery Babylon. Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. Okay? And here this major scandal going on with this Epstein thing, man. Wow. It's just so much to it. Showing you that we're in hell. We are in hell, man, and we're about to get delivered up out of this hell. So I'm going to close here. I can continue on and on. It's just so much, man. It's just so much with this devil. This false accuser. And that's what I wanted to do. Look up that word devil in the Hebrew, or it comes, and then the devil taketh him up. Then was Yahushua led up in the spirit in the wilderness, and he tempted in wilderness to be tempted of the devil after the fast in those 40 days and 40 nights. And he was in a weak state. But hold on, there was one I wanted. There you go. Let's do Revelation 12 and 10. That word devil. Diabolos. It should be diablo. Yeah, diabolos. Okay. Prone to slander. Slanderous, accusing falsely, you know. Calumniator, false accuser, slanderer applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of the Most High, that's been opposite of righteousness on the right hand side. Okay, that's opposing, contrary. Another word to opposing, contrary. Okay, against. Okay, applied to a man who, by opposing the cause of the Most High, may be said to act the part of the devil or to side with him. So Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So I'm gonna close there, and I hope you were edified and continue on the spirit. Just stand, it's only the spirit that's gonna comfort you, man. And just so again, stay in the spirit and continue on in prayer of to our power, Yahweh Bashem, Yahweh Shai. And continue on prayer to pray for the elect, the sincere labors of our people. And again, till next time, Lord willing, Shalom.